In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the t-interval function in your calculator in order to come up with a confidence interval for the mean. Now, to find the t-interval function, you'll go into the stat menu, so press the stat key, slide over to the tests submenu, and then you have to scroll down a little bit, but you should see it here eventually. For me, it's the 8th item, t-interval. All right, there is z-interval versus t-interval. Z-interval would be used if the population standard deviation happened to be known, but if the population standard deviation is not known, you would use t-interval. Now, there's two different ways that this function can operate, either from a set of statistics or from a set of data. I'll show you both ways briefly. So the stats setting is the most common one that you'll use, because very often you'll run into problems that say things like, suppose you have a set of data with 47 data items. It's normally distributed with a mean of 28.4 and a standard deviation of 4.3 perhaps. Okay? Then find a confidence interval for this data using 98% level of confidence. So the level of confidence will be given, so you'll input that under C level. Now, when you press calculate, it will come up with the endpoints of the interval for you. In this case, I've got 26.89 and 29.91. And that's all there is to it. That's how you use the t-interval function. Now, if you happen to be going through and using the t-interval function with a set of data, let me show you what to do there. So if you press stat, go over to tests again, come down to t-interval, and change the input from stats over to data. Well, the type of input changes. So instead of needing variables for your mean, your standard deviation, and the sample size, you need where your list of data is, and then possibly frequencies. So the thing is, in order to come up with a confidence interval, what you need is a mean, a standard deviation, and a sample size. Well, whether you provide that directly through having those statistics or indirectly by having a set of data. So for instance, let me go into the list editor, and yeah, I've got some data already in. I'll just use this. All right, so I'll use the data that's in L1. So now I'll go back to the t-interval function, and I'll just say use the data in L1. And what the calculator will do is recognize that it needs the mean, the standard deviation, and the number of items, and come up with those values on its own. Now, if we had a frequency list, like for instance I had some values in L2, if those were the frequencies with which those values occur, you would put something there. Otherwise, I don't think it lets you leave it blank. It makes you put something in. So if you just put 1 in, that will tell the calculator everything occurs with the same number of items. So that's fine. Level of confidence, just whatever the problem tells you. Let's make this one 95%. All right, and then when we press calculate, what it will do is come up with the endpoints of the confidence interval based off of the mean of the data in L1, the standard deviation of the data in L1, and the number of values that were in L1. And that's all.